Yes, it was recording.
Hold on. You know what we gotta have?
What do we gotta have? The fidget spinner?
Where is it?
Nope. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is.
Yes, you do. You pour.
Nope. I have no clue where it's at.
You pour. I got my gun too. Biatch. I guess I better be faster than that.
Welcome everyone back to Story Time with your host, me, SnowDrift, and our honored guest, Nick.
Dingle McCrinkleberry. Hey, how you doing?
It has been quite some time. We thank you very much for your patience. I've got this pulled up here. Our last Story Time was filmed and edited and uploaded on January the 7th, 2018. And
It's December 20th.
it's December the 20th.
Been a year.
It's been a year, basically.
I was looking good back then.
We both look pretty great, except my beard was a little longer, and I had on a different hat, and I had on that hoodie that you took from me that I'm never...
I tried to give it back to you.
And I don't want it back.
Just saying.
Also, on our last Story Time, do not ask me how I can remember these things, but on our last Story Time, we said that we would be drunk in the next Story Time. That's not going to happen tonight, but next time, I promise, Story Time Part 3 will be...
Gotta drive home, kids. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah. Story Time Part 3 will be a lot sooner, and we will hold up our end of the bargain. We will not be skinning a live sheep either, or beheading a giraffe.
Who said that?
You said we would behead a giraffe, you crazy mother... That's what you said.
I don't believe it.
Next week, tune in, we're gonna skin a sheep.
You said that.
I didn't mean to say skin a sheep, I meant to say shear a sheep.
Tune in next time while we behead a giraffe.
That's what you said.
You're the one that said skin a sheep.
I literally said I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say shear a sheep. Because what could be more exciting than shearing a sheep?
Or beheading a giraffe.
Okay, so in this video, Storytime Part 2, we are going to talk about our trip to the Dragon that happened literally 6 months ago. We've probably forgotten more than we're going to be able to tell you. You remember most of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm sure I'll get somebody hot and bothered on here.
we are going to tell you all every single thing that happened before, during, and maybe even after our trip. We're going to tell you everything that didn't get put onto camera, because there are a couple more videos that I'm going to be uploading about the Dragon trip. But I felt like this was an important video to get made and uploaded, and I needed at least Nick here so that way we could talk about it. I guess we'll kick things off. The very last video that I was talking about the gear that I had, the video that's uploaded to the channel, that was the day that Nick came over and we changed his oil. So we were changing the oil to his bike for the first time. We couldn't get the oil filter off.
The squatch, as they call it.
Yeah, the squatch. I'll put up a picture of a recent photo of the bike.
I don't know if you can see the squatch up there.
The big squatch sticker.
Yeah, anyway.
They can see it. So we had to, long story short, we had to beat a screwdriver through it to get it to start twisting.
Yeah, because someone
Nimrod,
decided to...
Someone with a tiny nubbin decided to put that on with the might of Zeus. We did that, we got that all taken care of, and then we had to load both bikes into the bed of the truck. So we loaded up his first.
The night before.
Yeah, the night before. And right before we started loading them up, now the funniest part for me of that whole situation was that we were loading some stuff up, and Nick, we had all my tools laying out because I had gotten them all out to put in the truck to take with us just in case we needed them. And Nick's like, "Oh, I'll go get your toolbox." And I was like, "Thanks, man." He picks up my toolbox and
by the handle.
By the handle.
I thought it was closed, so I picked it up by the handle.
Steps in a hole. He threw all my sockets and tools all over the yard. He's gone for a while too, and I'm like, where did he go? And so he finally comes back limping. Damn near twists his ankle. He's like, "I dumped all your tools out." And I was like, no fucking way, man.
It took forever to find them all.
It was dark. It was
I think we're still missing one.
No, I found it.
You sure?
Yeah.
I thought we were missing one.
We were missing one, but I had forgotten that it was with my drill. It was on my drill at the time. So found all of my sockets. No harm, no foul there. But then we got both the bikes loaded up. No trouble. I mean, this wasn't our first rodeo getting two bikes in the back of one truck.
Finishing up, it comes a shitstorm.
It started raining cows and horses. It was ridiculous.
Cats and dogs.
And we took them for a test ride, had a tarp over them and everything, and we took him through town, and I dropped Nick off back at his house because he had rode his bike to my house, dropped him off at his house. We left the bikes in the back of the truck. I came home, finished packing, went to sleep. You know the story from there. We filmed a little bit on our way to the Dragon, but we get a little bit past Fayetteville, Tennessee.
So 30 minutes?
30 minutes. 30 minutes from home. We're going through Fayetteville, Tennessee. And
well, the tarp started to fray.
Yeah, it started to fray.
Like really bad, it was starting to fray.
We kept looking back to check the bikes.
My genius idea.
It was. It was.
Yeah, clearly. My genius idea was to take the tarp and wrap it underneath the seat and then close the seat down on it.
And which we did. We stopped and we did that.
So we stopped and we did that. At first we couldn't get the seat to lock.
Yeah.
But we finally got yours to lock.
So we just started hammering down.
We got his to lock, and then we were trying to get mine to lock, and it wouldn't lock, and we finally got mine to lock down. Or so we thought. All right. So then we drive what? How far past that once we did that?
Maybe
20.
Yeah, 15, 20 miles maybe.
Maybe.
And
looked back and noticed that
the tarp is
flying all over the place.
So we're thinking, oh, it must have came out from under the seat.
Let's stop and redo it.
Yeah.
We get out, and lo and behold, there's no back seat on my motorcycle on the R1.
Yep, the R1 was missing its back seat. It had come undone.
Its poor little ass covering came off and went flopping around on the road.
CBR kept its seat intact, but the way that the R1 seat locked itself down, it couldn't actually lock itself, so it kind of like half-ass locked. We were like, oh yeah, it made a clicking noise, it must be good. It was not good. So we proceeded to turn our asses around. We were already, like, we were early. We were early going to where we were meeting.
Yeah, because we still had to stop and get an oil cap because the night before the oil cap broke.
The oil cap, forgot to mention that, the oil cap on his bike just snapped, like the lid of it snapped off.
Broke in half.
Yeah, and so he called a Yamaha dealership, and you guys
in Cleveland.
Yeah, in Cleveland, Tennessee, and you guys would have saw that in the video, and we stopped and got an oil cap. Well, we were already on our way there, so he's making phone calls to see if they could get him one. I turned the truck around, go all the way back to the spot where we think we pulled over and did that tarp job, and we slowly crawl back to our
going
location.
Like 25.
Yeah, and on a 70, 65-ish miles an hour speed limit. So it was a rough like hour or so that we were backtracking and going really slow, because we went slow getting back to the spot and we went even slower coming from. Looked on both sides of the road, scanned as best we could. We could not find it. So alas, we kept on trucking to Cleveland. They didn't have one. He was calling junkyards and all kinds of people.
And no one had one for the year that I had.
Yeah, no one had one.
They had like 13 and above. They had like, what, 04, 03 and below, but they did not have from that 04, 05 to the 08 range.
They had exactly what we didn't need.
Yeah.
We get to the, you guys see where we actually end up meeting Patrick at the Yamaha dealership. We walk in, we didn't do a lot of filming because I didn't, you know, it's a public place, but I didn't want to make anyone uncomfortable. Because people get really uncomfortable when you walk around with a camera, you know. And the video looks cool when I'm holding it in front of me and talking or pointing it at Nick, but to other people it looks crazy. So we didn't do a lot of filming like if we went in places like when we went in Chick-fil-A to eat or whatever. But we go in and they got a bunch of cool bikes and some razors and stuff, and they have the old cab in stock, which was super cool. No seat. So we go to Chick-fil-A and Nick is looking on his phone, calling some used places, checking some places out, junkyards or whatever. We ended up learning that there was a couple of actually like junkyards that had motorcycles, and I wanted to go
bike-specific junkyards.
Yeah, bike-specific junkyards, and like it would have been really cool just to go and even look at these places. But by this point, we were running late because we were trying to all hit the cabin
at the same time.
At the same time, so we ended up just saying, "Screw it, we'll figure it out when we get home." And we leave, and we're on the road for a good while. We don't do a lot of filming, but at this point, it's not raining. It's nice and cool outside, but not too cold.
I'm pissed because I don't have a back seat.
He's pissed because he didn't have a back seat.
Which means I had to then take all my insurance papers and all that crap out of there because luckily it didn't fly out.
Somehow. Then we stop at an Ingles grocery store.
Yeah, picked up some supplies.
Got some supplies.
And I had to take a massive shit.
The biggest shit in the world.
I mean, I blew that bathroom up.
He was in there.
Paint was peeling off the walls.
He was in there for, no doubt,
30 minutes.
No, well, I was just going to say, like, double-digit amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
Easily a double-digit amount
And there
of
was
time.
definitely moaning happening on this stuff. I mean, we're talking about, like, I'm screaming, I'm having a baby. I mean, it was like the size of a child's head, I'll just put it that way. There was definitely some stretches going on.
Stretching, he had his feet up against the walls. He had one hand on each stall wall.
Yeah, Ghost in the Stalls. You remember that video?
After he wails in the bathroom like a banshee, me and Patrick are walking around the store getting chips, some buns, meat, beer, and condiments, things like that. I'm like, the only thing I remember, honestly, like vividly, from that entire trip inside the grocery store was that I was absolutely dying for some chapstick because we brought everything with us except I didn't have any chapstick, and my face, I felt like just ripping my lips off because my lips were so chapped. So like I was looking around the store for chapstick. I had to end up asking somebody, and like the only thing they had were like these tubes of like kids stuff, I think, that I could find, and then they ended up pointing me in the direction of like some good shit, like Burt's Bees is what I normally go to. So anyway, we get all our supplies. Nick survives the event.
More like the bathroom survived me.
Yes, the bathroom survives Nick, and so we leave, and we're on our way up to the Dragon. We cut down back the same road we came on, and it's starting to rain by this point. And so Patrick's bike is getting wet. Ours still has the tarp on it, so they're doing all right. And so
with no seat though.
Yeah, no back seat, so it's just pouring in there. And we end up having to get gas. We had to do like 8 turnarounds to get to this gas station. We fill up, we fill the bikes up completely, and then we turn off onto the road for the, I can never say it right, the Cherahola Skyway. I can never say that right. So we turn off, and we're going up this windy road, and you guys saw this part where we couldn't see anything. We were driving through what Nick called a literal cloud, and you guys saw that part. So the Ingles incident happened before that in the video timeline, and so we get out and we go look at the awesome rain in the mountains, and it was beautiful, but we were just soaking wet.
Someone decided, should we tell them?
I don't know. That's his business. Someone decided to do something. Don't worry about that.
Don't speculate. There may or may not be a body at the bottom of the hill.
We leave from that. We make haste from that location, and we're driving. We're finally making our descent. My ears are popping, and so we go across this little bridge, and we end up blowing past right by the road we were supposed to turn onto because our GPSs are freaking out because we hadn't had cell phone service
For like 2 hours.
For like 2 hours by that point. So like our GPS was just screwed. It was strictly going off by memory, and it was telling us to turn off onto a road that didn't exist.
Literally did not exist. It was saying turn right. When you look right,
There was a river.
there was a river. Not like a road that a creek was going across. No, it was like
we were on a bridge.
It was like the Ocoee River, and it was like turn right.
Here.
So our GPS was trying to kill us.
So we had to end up going back through our messages. We had no internet, none. So we had to end up going back through our messages and figuring out the address to the place. So we ended up having to turn around and backtrack just a little bit. We didn't blow past the road completely. We had to turn around. We found the road, and then we were staying at like the house that was number like 5,000 something.
Yeah.
And so
it was way on back in there.
Like we figured, okay, it's
like the dueling banjos came out as we were driving back.
Yes, like nothing
Ding,
but.
ding, 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 ding.
So we were driving. We're like, oh, this isn't too bad, at least it's concrete. The road literally got to a point to where I thought we were driving through someone's driveway. That's how bad it got. And like you guys saw,
it got narrow.
Yeah,
if there was another car coming, we would have been at a standstill because.
Yep.
I tell you one thing, we were not going to be backing up.
Nope, not down that path. No way. You just had to be lucky and just pray that someone else wasn't coming through,
or that you had the bigger vehicle.
Yeah, bigger vehicle goes. We had 2 trucks. Patrick was in a truck. We were in my truck, and so we had the brute force. So like, if someone was coming, they were just gonna have to figure it out, go into someone's driveway or something. And that's what you would have had to done because there wasn't anything else to do. I'm telling you, this road was literally barely wide enough for us to fit the trucks down. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't fit a greased pencil.
Yeah, it was rough. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, it was about that tight. As tight as.
It was that tight. So, but we and like, I'm not gonna lie, like I was a little nervous. I was like, I really hope we're going down the right path here because like. We weren't low on gas or anything, but, my mind starts to get a little anxious when we get into situations where I'm like, what do we do if this ain't right, But everything was cool. We ended up making it there.
He was already there. Logan was already
there.
Yeah,
Logan beat us there, by the way, because of our shenanigans that, took a lot of time. What took us like 3.5 hours to get to the Dragon the first time we went ended up taking us like 6.5 to 7 hours because of all the shit.
Yeah, it was like 6 hours, 7 hours.
Took us
a long time. Well, we made a bunch of stops too. It wasn't like we went through the drive-through at Chick-fil-A. We went in and ate.
Yeah.
We made the stop to get the oil cap because my oil cap decided it just wanted to be a little biatch and break.
We weren't like booking it the entire time, so. It was we wanted to take our time too, and that's why we left so early. And you saw that part in the video.
I mean, we got there with enough time that we could have went and rode the Dragon that day if it wasn't raining.
Yeah,
and it was pouring down, and
I mean, it was just in the mountain. It's weird because it could not be raining at all, and it still sounds like it's raining because of how much moisture the trees hold. I mean, it literally could not be raining a drop, and it still sounds like it's just coming to flood outside. It's crazy. So we get there, and you guys see a lot of that. You guys saw a lot of that in the first video. That
cooking wieners on the grill.
Cooking wieners. Stray dog came up.
Yeah.
We gave some spare food to it a little bit, and we talked a little bit about some stuff, and
we played cards or
played Uno. We played Uno because that's what we had. We had Uno. We played Uno, and that was an epic game.
And Patrick got smammered off of one Smirnoff Ice or whatever he was drinking.
It wasn't like the most epic game of Uno that I've ever been in, but it was like the most backstabbing game of Uno ever. Because like at one point, me and Nick would be like, "Okay, Brandon, do not let it stay green. And so I would change it to a different color so that way Logan wouldn't win. And then like I would be telling Patrick, you know, change it to blue so that way Nick couldn't win. Like, we kept the game going just by stabbing each other in the back, throwing each other under the bus, creating alliances, then breaking them immediately. It was hilarious. Like, we should have threw a camera up or something, but we didn't want to be filming the whole damn trip. You know, it's a lot.
You gotta enjoy things.
Yeah, we had to just keep some things to ourselves. And there were some pretty like personable. Yeah, that thing too. But there were some pretty personal conversations said. Nothing bad or anything, just some stuff about our lives in general, like our real lives outside of YouTube. So
What are you talking about? My life is YouTube.
yeah, Mr. Reckless R1 over here.
Don't say that. No.
After our dual vlog, you kind of stopped. We need to get you a GoPro where we can hook a mic up to you, or at least no. You know what we can do? We can get you just a standalone like voice recorder. So that way I can run a mic into your helmet and you can just plug it in and just, so that way I can get your voice to put in the video at the very least.
It's true.
This is true. You know how long it took me to line up all four of us?
We're talking about another video.
We're talking about a completely different video. We're talking about the video that I'm going to upload before this video. So if you go back and see the previous video of the four of us that I put in the four quadrants, took me forever to upload that video. And freaking Patrick, yes, you, Patrick, he started his GoPro like way after the rest of us. So like when me, you, and Logan started, we started at different intervals and I got us all lined up. And then Patrick, we were all sitting there when we were about to first go on our first like go through
first run.
Yeah, first run. And he hit record while we were moving. Right before we got into Tennessee on the Dragon, so I was like, well, fuck. So I had to cut it all off and begin it from that point because it wouldn't have made sense, I don't guess. But I got the short end of the stick because like everyone was like scrambling for their rooms. So
Logan was already there, so he already picked one.
Logan was already.
You and Patrick went for the downstairs room first, and I just immediately went upstairs. And there was a room upstairs that I claimed.
Well, like
which, by the way, was hotter than Lucifer's den in hell.
I dove into a bedroom that I wanted, started taking my pants off so people would leave, and Logan's like, "Get your balls off my bed," because I didn't see his bag. His bag was like literally like in the corner behind the bed or whatever. I didn't realize he had already laid claim to that room, spread his seed in the room, and so Patrick got the room downstairs. And I wasn't about to stay in one of the bunk beds in the closet or whatever.
Oh, no.
Speaking of that,
remember when
we did the thing with the Sharpies?
Yeah, that's still there.
We need to go to that house.
For real. When we had the nice hill, we just backed it to literally straight off on the ramp. There was no angle really.
Yep. Shh. So we did our shenanigans at the cabin. Nothing to damage it, but we had a good time. Had a couple drinks. Nick and Logan smoked a couple cigars for the night. We were just relaxing.
That I did.
We were just relaxing. It was a really great time. Really good guys trip. We had a blast. And we didn't even do anything crazy. Like, we didn't go out. We stayed indoors. We watched a couple movies, just sipping on some alcohol. They had some cigars, ponytail or whatever.
I'm not a girl.
It's true. It's true. He is not a girl. I can prove it, but not on camera. That'll probably get me like my channel banned. No, I think we had eggs and bacon or something.
I don't know.
We had breakfast. We talked a little bit. We got out of the house and we went for our ride, and you guys will have seen the riding, and there might be a couple more, there might be one or two more videos of us riding around that I can throw together I can sort of make sense.
We rode from what, 7:30
in the morning
to about 4:35, because that's when it started raining on us.
Started coming a flood.
And we went and we sat at the resort at the restaurant at Dill's Gap for what, 45 minutes or so?
Just to see if it would let up.
And it did.
It did.
And we rode back in the mist. It was misting on us or whatever.
All the debris. The debris.
Yeah, all the debris.
Really nice gas station that sold like 100 octane or like 105 octane fuel. Like they had like race gas. They had like higher octane fuel, which was kind of cool. I don't know if it was like a raceway or something, but the nice lady let us park our trucks there, and she said that, you know, if she saw anybody messing with them, she'd call the cops. She was super nice to us. She didn't have to do that. We were just trying to find a place to park. We weren't trying to mooch off anybody. Our original plan was to park at a boat dock.
Yeah, until we got there and saw the signs.
The sign said that we would be towed.
Well, and that you had to have a
Boat trailer.
boat trailer.
Mm-hmm. If you didn't have a
on
boat
your
trailer.
vehicle.
Yep. So we were going to park there because we thought, you know, surely no one would mess with them.
And the places I knew where we could park were on the other end of the Dragon, so we would have had to
Drive through it.
We would have driven through down the Dragon in the truck to park, to then turn around.
We didn't want to do that for two reasons. One, driving the trucks through the Dragon would have been like a buzzkill for Patrick and Logan since they'd never been on it before.
That was the main reason.
And two, we just figured we could definitely find somewhere else to park. So we found that gas station, and we were assured that if anything were to happen to them, or at least be seen, that they would call the cops. You know, no guarantees or anything, but it was at least some level of assurance, and we really appreciated that. So we dumped the bikes there, so that's where we were on our way back to when it started raining around 4:30. And we got the bikes back there, we loaded them up, got them strapped down, and we pretty much just assumed that we wouldn't be taking them back off, which we didn't, none of us did. So after we did that, we left from there and went back to the house. More drinking?
It was a little more drinking.
A little bit more drinking, more so that night, because we just had to wake up and
that's
drive
when
home.
we cooked something, hamburgers.
Yeah, cooked hamburgers and watched some more movies. Just hung out because, you know,
I did watch some movies.
At this point in time, it was like probably maybe 6:30 at the latest. So
everybody's tired.
we were a little
butts
tired.
hurt.
I wasn't. I wanted to ride some more so bad. So then we just have another good night. Didn't film too much or anything of when we got back. Figured we had enough footage between the four of us, and we did. Holy cow. And that's the reason why it has taken all of us so long to edit the footage.
I mean, you got 4 people, and if all 4 people had at least
a few hours of video.
I probably had the least amount of footage, and I probably had over, you know, an hour and 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, so each one of those videos had to be meticulously organized, watched, cut down, timed perfectly. Like there was a lot.
And you had everybody's footage.
Yes, everybody.
So he probably had like 10 to 12 hours, maybe a little more than that, of footage.
Yeah, and I actually ended up copying all the footage onto like a spare external hard drive, and I straight up mailed it to Logan because transferring it over the internet wasn't working. So I copied it all onto like a little hard drive and just mailed that shit.
Did we try that Sunday morning?
Yeah, we tried, but his Mac wasn't compatible with like one of the hard drives or something.
Going wrong.
He had a Mac and I had a Windows-based computer, so it wasn't working for us. It was 129 gigabytes, which is honestly a lot less than I remember, but about 130 gigs worth of just straight up footage of stuff.
I wonder how many hours that is.
I don't even want to know how many hours. You think of an entire day times 4 pretty much, because we filmed everything. Not to mention all the stuff off the bikes. I've got literally folders organized where we were on the bikes, off the bikes, and I had to line them all up. And some of my footage wasn't timed correctly, so I had to go off by the name of the video. I had to rename a bunch of stuff. Like, it was an ordeal. That's why it took me 6 months to do this. And it's not something I could work on every single night. Like, I may have had like an hour to work on it, like maybe 1 or 2 nights a week for the past 6 months. It wasn't like a constant thing for me. It was just like whenever I was working on me and Nick's dual vlogs for the first time. It took me forever to get that shit edited because I had no idea what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, and it still took me forever. And there's still some more videos to come. Like, I'm probably going to upload at least 1 to 2 more Dragon videos after this one. We wake up the next morning.
Logan was gone, wasn't he?
I woke up with Logan. You and Patrick were still snoozing. You were probably awake, but you weren't up yet. Logan had to get up and get going. He had a long drive, way longer than any of us. The closest person to the Dragon.
And he had to get he had a rental truck.
Yeah, he had to get
the rental truck back.
Yeah, the only people that didn't have a rental truck was me and you.
And we rode together.
Yeah, when we rode together, me and him had the most time to kill out of any of us. So I say my goodbyes to Logan, and I'll probably put that in one of the videos or at some point. And he leaves, and so I go. We have an instruction book that came with the cabin about what we had to do before we left.
Take all the trash out.
Put all the sheets in the washing machine.
Yeah, and start it.
Start the washing machine. We all had to take showers again. We wanted to clean up all of our trash. We had to make sure we weren't leaving anything. I was checking under the couch cushions to make sure we didn't lose any cell phones or camera batteries or what have you. So we get the cabin all buttoned up and we get ready to leave. So I make one final video of us saying our goodbyes, and we haul out of there and we go back up the Cherrahola Skyway, end up getting behind like a RV going next to 0 miles an hour.
Yeah, that was terrible.
It was so awful. We could have been out of there literally probably 30 minutes sooner, but we were.
They may have been going 15.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
The whole way.
And people were passing us on bikes, and we were so jealous. And
because it turned out to be a nice day.
Super nice day.
The morning was a little cloudy and a little wet. When I say wet, it was, misty, and from the, it was foggy and all that. But all that stuff burned off by 9-ish.
Yeah.
9:30, 10.
Yep.
It was just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Through the mountains.
And these people were just right by us.
Yep. We were so jealous. So we ended up getting out of Cherrahola. We ended up getting out of that area. And we ended up saying our goodbyes to Patrick and me and Nick.
In Cleveland, right? Isn't that where we split?
In Cleveland, we split, and me and you went and ate at Steak and Shake.
Yeah. I love me some Steak and Shake.
You got a real banana milkshake.
Yes, I did. A real one.
Yep. Did Patrick eat with us, or did he split?
No, he did not. He left.
He split. So Patrick split from us there.
I'm pretty sure he left, because in Cleveland, we were going to continue down 64.
And he had to go south.
And he went 75 south.
Yep. So me and Nick ate Steak and Shake. We called our wives, told them we were on our way, safe and sound. We finally got cell phone signal back. The whole weekend, we were all tethering off this piece of shit router.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And we could barely get any messages in or out.
Like, whoever got signed into the Wi-Fi first had good internet, and everybody else was terrible.
We were using each other's phones to call our wives to let them know we were alive. So,
like, at one point, you were using the computer for something, and we all signed off the internet so that you could use the computer.
Yeah, if y'all go check out Patrick's video, his name on YouTube is Moto Riot. If you go look at his second to last video that was just posted about the Dragon trip, he walks up behind me and I'm updating Logan's Senna to the highest version so that way it would work, because our Sennas were having pairing problems because we wanted that fixed for the day. So yeah, that's what I was doing. I had to have internet to fix his Senna up for him. So yeah, so we left Cleveland and we just rolled down 64, came through Chattanooga. Super proud of the truck, didn't have any problems out of it. Came back close to Fayetteville. We scanned for his seat one last time, went by Trolley Rock, took a dump there.
Yes, we did.
I ordered Nick a new back seat for his R1 and he gave me cash back. I used my PayPal to do it. He gave me cash back. His seat
came in on Friday.
Yeah, seat came in on
Friday. So
we
were there.
We were there.
We ordered it on Sunday or Sunday.
Yeah, we ordered it on Sunday. It got here. It got to my house, or yeah, it came here.
It came here because I drove over here to your house to get it while you were at work.
Yep. Pop that back on, and
I got the back seat now.
Yep. So that wrapped that up. The whole secret about the whole losing the back seat thing, that all came full circle. So that I remembered a lot more than I thought I would. That was an awesome trip.
It may not sound. It was a lot of fun. The trip was a lot of fun. It may not sound like it was fun.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, hearing it is a lot
less impressive.
Yeah, than what it actually was. So this next if we go again this year, which, I mean, there's no official plans.
Not yet.
Not yet. But if we end up going again this year, we got.
If we end up going again, we'll start planning probably in February.
Yeah, probably. And
March.
we'll probably have some new faces, most likely.
If we go again in probably February or March when we start the planning, that way we have a couple months to save up the money for everybody to do it. We have a couple months to find out what we're going to do about lodging. We can,
or something like that. So, in conclusion, it was a really fun trip. I can't remember anything else. You remember anything else?
Remember, I thought there was something at Fontana Dam that happened that I can't remember. We couldn't drive across it. That was one thing.
We couldn't drive across
closed.
Fontana Dam. I'm going to make a video of that. That's what I've been thinking about this whole time.
It was
because,
closed.
like, you see the beginning of it where you're screaming, Fontana! But people were walking across it, and we went to the little gift shop section. And
Yeah, we had some water and all that because it was hotter than.
It was hot, yeah.
Lucifer nutsack.
Well, it was real humid. Humid that day because it had just rained.
Right.
So
85% humidity.
it wasn't as hot as Tim's Ford, but it was hot.
No, it was not as hot as Tim's Ford.
That was 100 degrees.
I was literally. It literally looked like I had jumped in the lake. My arm hair and all was like matted to my arm. It was so nasty.
Oh god. So I'm rusty, but I'm not that bad. But yeah, have a couple of surprises coming pretty soon, and that one surprise that I told on the channel, I'm editing that video right now too. After I got done with it, that video that I showed you about Alex and his problem, I'm editing that video about the thing that I got for the other thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No, I know.
Okay. So
Tom Waltz.
we're gonna stop now.
Your thing about the thing when I got the thing, you know that thing?
From Nolensville?
Ah, yeah. Okay. Never even want me back.
That bitch. Jerk. Okay, we're gonna close it up here because if we don't, we will literally talk all night. It's 6 after 11 right now. So, thank you guys so much for your.
You didn't get that.
It's 6 after 11. Thank you all so much for your patience, for your subscription to the channel. The channel is still growing massively, even though I haven't been uploading. I'm gonna start once again uploading as frequently as I possibly can, and I've got my Christmas video coming up in 5 days. So that'll be a good one. I'll be uploading a video on Christmas, just like I did last year. Not going to be super crazy, but it's going to be a video on Christmas. Yeah, that's all I got. So thank you guys for watching our second installment of Storytime.
And remember to behead a giraffe.
Yeah, remember to behead a giraffe.
I saw a girl with a giraffe neck the other day. She was really tall.
We're gonna get shirts made that just have like
I cracked myself
a
up.
bloody giraffe, like a giraffe.
Did you catch it?
What'd you say?
She had a giraffe neck, and I said she was pretty tall.
Yeah, I got you.
We need to get on here and do a dad joke thing too.
We can do that. Kinsey would love that. She would love watching that.
Let's do it.
Okay,
We're gonna do a dad joke.
Yeah, but after the drunk story time. And that might just be us playing drunk Uno, who knows, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
This is honestly like one of my favorite video ideas that I've ever had, and I've literally only uploaded one, and it's been basically a year since we've done this. Like, I've missed this. Like, I want to do more of these with other people, but I really do enjoy
What do
it.
you mean with other people?
Well,
We're not ready to see other people yet.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm replacing you as my co-host.
You heard it.
Listen, buddy, listen. No. Listen. It's okay. Suck it up. Here, take a hanky. Take a hanky.
You said suck it up.
No, like, you can be in the video, but I'm saying I want to get like Nathan in here and Dylan and maybe Kinsey whenever she starts writing once that happens. So, anyway, we're going to stop now. If you guys enjoyed this, please smash that like button. And if you have not subscribed to the channel and you enjoy the videos, please subscribe. We really appreciate the love and support. And if you thought it was funny, share it with your friends, your family, and your dog.
And from everybody here in Tennessee, this is Nick the Dick Williams. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
I'm just joking.
Hey, we're gonna get shirts made that just have like
I cracked myself
a
up.
bloody like a giraffe.
Did you catch it?
What'd you say?
She had a giraffe neck, and I said she was pretty tall.
Yeah, I got you.